Hey everybody, welcome back to Tiny Life Takeover, construction day 11. And it's getting exciting, but the trusses at least are on, and now what we have to do is add the plywood around the sides, and then we're going to put the plywood on top. So 1/2 inch plywood to finish off the sides, 3/4 inch plywood on top. We're going to add a membrane to that top plywood, and then if everything goes well, then we'll start tying, putting some tie wrap around the whole thing. And then we'll be looking for doors and windows. So all in all, fantastic project. Hats off to my dad, incredible learning, and I hope that you guys are learning some stuff along the way too. So let's see what we can do today. All right, my friends. So we've got the plywood all done through all the sides, tied the fascia board or the roof system to the rest of the tiny house all the way around. Now we get to make sure that we've squared the squared the roof before we put on that 3/4 inch plywood. So we go from corner to corner and we measure off that distance, or that measurement. And then we're going to go from the next corner down to here and see how closely we are. And then we have a big come along wrap that we're going to be able to tighten to get ourselves as square as possible. So the verdict is in. We're about 1 inch off of square. So we could have gone and just trimmed it a little bit, but we're going to go ahead and put this trapping. Basically, I'm just putting it in the corner as best as I can. And then we're going to stretch it out to the other corner. Let's see what we can do with that. All right, so we've got things set up, as you can see. And as I mentioned, we're about 1 inch off square. But even as we're pulling this, it doesn't seem to be tightening anything. And I think it might be because of this 2x4 that we've added here. So we're going to try taking that off to see if it's stopping us from squaring the roof. Alright, so we are ready to start with the plywood once the mosquito gets out of my eye. So now that we've added our small pieces, guiding pieces of 2x4, so that we get a flush edge, we're going to bring all of the sheets of plywood up just on the corner here so it's closer to the ground, and then we can put them in place. So this first sheet obviously is the critical one, so it has to be exactly the way it needs to be. Got to make sure that the 2 sheets will rest on one truss so that we can tie it on both sides of the same truss. Just gonna climb these up one at a time. Alright, so we are officially done the roof, putting on the 3/4 inch plywood, and now it's time to wrap things up. Okay, so this is a protective membrane that we're gonna place first. We're gonna place it on the bottom first, then the next sheet is going to go on top, and then the next sheet on top of that, letting the water go from one sheet to the next. And then we're gonna overlap by a foot around the perimeter. And then when we put the building wrap on the outside, then this is going to drape right over it. And we're just attaching them with these stapler. So now that we have the main part put down, the one on the bottom here, we're just gonna slip it underneath, staple it in, and then that'll make a nice sheathing so that one runs off the other. Just something simple. Alright, now we're going to seal it up with some tuck tape out on the edges. So the very last step is sealing up that seam with some good old tuck tape. And I think that's going to be it. So one more final step is we're going to measure from this corner to that corner, and then this corner to this corner to give us the length that we're going to need for the roofing material, and then obviously from across, and then we can order it. So we've got things with the building wrap all around, and we've got the barrier up on top, and we've done the tuck tape on all the seams. So now all that's left is the doors will arrive, and then we'll place the doors in. We know the exact dimensions of the ceiling, the roof. So we're going to now order the roof that's going to be coming in. That's going to be some aluminum roof. And once we place the roof, then the windows go in, and then we put the siding, and that's it. It'll be sealed, and we'll be able to work inside. So that's it for construction day 11. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this sunny day. And thank you once again for joining along at this adventure. This is a dream come true of mine, and amazing that I can bring you guys along and talk to you about everything that I've learned. And oof, I'm learning an awful lot. That's part of the investment of this whole thing. So with that, thank you so much. God bless.